Hey there, welcome back to Move Mountains Pilates. My name is Jess, and today I have a 27 minute stretch and strength workout for you, mostly stretching. I have my watch on today. We're gonna time it. We're gonna hold deep stretches for 1.5 minutes. And we're also gonna take a good couple moments today to give ourselves some love and some gratitude and just focus on the positive things that are going on in your life. If you're watching this video the day or two it comes out, it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for spending a little bit of it with me. I am happy to be your Valentine. And I hope you appreciate yourself for taking some time out to care just for yourself today. I feel like that's the best way to spend a Valentine's. It's just to care for yourself, love the people and things that you have in your life, and just feel some awesome gratitude. Anyways, we're gonna start in a shell stretch. First, I almost forgot, grab some yoga blocks if you have them. Those will feel nice while holding your stretches, or even stacks of books so that you don't have to reach as far to the floor so you can hold your balance. But anyways, get yourself down into your shell stretch and I'll meet you there. Getting settled in your shell stretch, let's just start with your head resting down, taking some deep breaths. Now, if you do happen to have a yoga block, this is a good time to put it underneath your forehead and then just rest your forehead on the block. And that will trigger a little bit more relaxation through your body. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, send that air into the backs and sides of your ribs. Feel your body expand. Exhale, settle. We'll take 2 more deep breaths like that. And then if you do have your block, remove it. Reach your hands a little bit further forwards in that shell. And then we're just gonna flow forward, stack the shoulders over your wrists, open up, and then press back. You might hit your perfect long line from knees to head there in a modified plank. Or if you want to make it more flowy today, that's fine too. You could always flow forwards into a little bit of back extension and then ease your way back to your shell. Let this feel free for your body to just flow around here. Start to make it feel more and more natural, just undulating forwards and back. Connecting to those breaths. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, sit back. Mobility happening through your back. We'll go for another 3. Last one. And then let's find a good 4-point kneeling shape. And we'll go into just some basic cat-cows. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale, tuck the tail, round your back like a cat. Inhale, unwind. Moving right through center. Notice what it feels like for you to move through center. Last one like this. Big inhale at the top. Exhale, unwind. Then let's just stay settled in a neutral alignment here. Pushing the floor away, keeping those shoulders set. Let's reach one leg straight back, add in the opposite arm, and then lower everything down. Exhale, reach one leg, inhale, add in the arm. Watch out for your string lights, and then go back down. Keep alternating. Now that is the easier way to go about that, is reaching your leg first, then adding in your arm. If you do want it slightly more challenging, that's where you can reach opposite arm and leg all at once. When you're ready, you can start to make that connection of both limbs moving together. opening up through your hip, opening up through your shoulder. Working these range of motions that get neglected from us sitting all the time. Just a gentle warm up before we head into our deep stretches. We're gonna add on to this one. Pause with your opposite arm and leg long. Then I want you to just bend your elbow to your knee, knee to the elbow, and round your back. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, tuck and round. Finding a bit of core work there as you scoop away from the elbow and knee. Thinking about lifting the ribs higher to the sky as you pull those limbs underneath you. Doing your best to move through center. We'll go for 3. Really getting the blood flowing here through our bodies. Last one. And then let's step that foot forwards. I got my left foot forwards if you were doing the same side. And then we're going to just scooch the back knee further back, open the hip up, and grow tall. Find your hip flexor stretch. Then lengthen your front leg, tip over it, find your hamstring stretch. Let's just flow in and out of that a few times. Not holding the stretch for very long at all, but instead just easing through, getting your muscles working here as they start to get used to the stretch. And then, depending on how your balance is going, maybe you grab your blocks and just hold on to them. Take your time with it. Whatever speed you gotta move at so that you feel more stable. It is a bit of a balance challenge. Depending on flexibility, as you go forwards, you could even open your chest and look to the sky. Find a slight back extension. Let's go for another 3. 2. 1 more time. Okay, and then from there, let's just take that leg back and change sides. We're gonna reach the other arm and leg long, hold that up there, and then just tuck knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, curl under. We've got 5 more. Just building up some heat. Preparing our bodies for those deep stretches we're gonna go into in a sec. Last one. Then just put the foot down between your hands. Lunge yourself forwards, open up. Maybe you grab your blocks. And then sink your bum back into your hamstring stretch. Ease in and out. And just enjoying this moment you're taking for yourself today. Enjoying the sensation of the stretch and the feeling of the work here as we warm up. Taking care of your body. Maybe adding in that little back extension if it's available to you. Let's go for another 3. 2. And 1. And then let's just keep the same foot forwards and we'll head into our deep stretches. So we're gonna start with your hip flexor stretch. Bend into that front leg, open the hip, squeeze that glute, settle in. Now, I got my watch out today just for this so that I can put on my timer. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Timer is on. We're holding it here. Again, this is where blocks are great. You could also be close to a wall, whatever makes you feel supported. Since the focus here is your hip flexor, try to stay upright. If you end up folding forwards, it takes away from that stretch. Staying upright, reach forwards out of your front knee. Tuck the tail, make sure that back glute stays squeezing. And long, deep breaths. Those breaths are what's naturally going to take you deeper into your stretch. Could find that slight back extension here as well if you wanted to, or you could even lift your free arm up, the same arm as the leg that's being stretched, and side bend away from that stretch. Whatever feels best for you. We only have 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now, hamstring stretch. Your hips are going to go about halfway back and you're tipped forwards from your hips. Make sure you're not bending at your spine, but instead reach your chest forwards to the toe. And I'll get that timer going, 1.5 minutes. Maybe while you hold it, you point and flex your ankle, flossing the nerves through the back of the leg, telling those nerves that it's okay to be in this stretch. That's half of what's changing here. Your muscles are changing and growing longer. You're actually building strength while you're stretching. Your muscles will grow from just hanging out in this stretch. But then also the mentality is what changes a lot. Your neuromuscular connection, basically your brain's just getting used to the stretch. And a lot of the times that's what's limiting you the most with going into your stretches. Your brain just tells your muscles that it can't go further, which is not something you need to push and power through like it might sound, but instead something to just be aware of. That's why you gotta just let your body be in a stretch, not forcing it, but just being. And that's where you're going to make the biggest changes. Holding a passive stretch for not a long period of time doesn't really do much long term. It just feels good in the moment. It's when you hold your stretches for like 1.5 minutes that you make a lot of change. We only have 5 more seconds. I hope I've been distracting you. Wonderful. Now let's try a pigeon stretch. You can either do this taking your shin across like a typical pigeon. I like to have my foot away from my pelvis though, lots of space there. I usually have my toe against my wrist and my knee against my other wrist, and then I try to square off my hips, even if that means my hips don't get down, which today they're pretty tight, so I don't think they're going down. But if you're pretty tight, you could have your foot close to your pelvis to make it better, or you could always grab your block and put that underneath your knee. Whatever makes this work, and if it just doesn't feel good, you're going into a figure 4 instead. You could sit for your figure 4, you could lie down on your back and maybe hug your legs towards you. Do what works for you. Sitting in a chair is really awesome for that too. And then I still gotta put my timer on, so if you've already been holding your stretch, you get extra. And you could fold forwards here onto elbows, whatever works. Try to square off your hips if possible. And make sure it's a tolerable enough stretch for you to hold for this long. Again, I'd rather you do a figure 4 if that's what works better for you today. Deep breaths. Notice notice your body just naturally settling down there a little deeper on each exhale. You only have 15 more seconds. And then roll onto the side of your hip, stick your other leg out to the side and put your foot to your inner thigh. Now your leg out to the side doesn't have to be super wide. It can be on a diagonal forwards, wherever you feel like you can sit up your tallest and feel most comfy. Then we're just going to lift your opposite arm and side bend over. It might feel best to go just directly to the side. It might feel better to go towards your leg. Try to keep your shoulders kind of stacked with your chest open to the side instead of facing your knee. And just take a big breath here. And then rotate, facing your knee. And settle into that one. I won't set my timer for a minute and a half here. We'll just take a couple of deep breaths. Awesome. And then a butterfly. Soles of your feet together, open forwards. A couple deep breaths here. I want to set my timer for this one. Timer's on officially. If your butterfly is not feeling the greatest, you could also do legs wide, reaching forwards. Whatever gives you a good inner thigh stretch, that's our goal with this. Either or is perfectly fine. Since I moved this way, I'm going to stay this way. Watch that you're not gripping those shoulders. It's a constant reminder. If you've got your legs open wide, maybe you can reach your chest forwards more. Find some more length through your spine. Just 30 more seconds. Almost there. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And then just sit yourself up and we'll go over to the second side. I'm gonna just turn to face the other way. Put the right foot forwards, I wanna say it is. That sounds right. And then open your hips and grab your blocks if you have left them behind. Did I do the right side before? I think I did my right leg last time. I think I'm on my left. Left leg forwards. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes it takes a second. Timer's on. Your torso's nice and upright. You're tall. Squeezing that back glute, reaching forwards out of that front knee. Trying to stay conscious here on your mat, keeping your brain present to what you're doing, present on your breaths. Enjoying the sensation of the stretch, or maybe even listing off some gratitudes you have. Gratitude, I find, always makes me feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more happy. So maybe appreciate yourself for coming to your mat today, taking a moment for yourself, taking a slower moment for yourself too. It's not often we do that. Maybe you list off some gratitudes for other things in your life. Whatever makes you feel good while holding this. Always do that side bend. We only have a few seconds, and then you'll back off of that and we'll go into your hamstring stretch. Tipping forwards, square off those hips. Think about taking that leg that's being stretched, that hip further back, and getting settled. Timer goes on. Maybe you point and flex, maybe you just hold. Keeping your spine as straight as possible, reaching out of your chest, reaching out of your tail behind you, and then go back to enjoying your deep breaths, or maybe listing your gratitudes to yourself. Appreciating your body for all it does for you, keeping you alive for one thing, but also just for this. Even if you're not as flexible as you'd like to be, or as strong as you'd like to be yet, or your physique doesn't look like you want it to yet, appreciate the fact that your body can do all this, and your body can get stronger, and your body can achieve anything you want it to. You just got to take care of it. Not achieving any of those goals you have in your head through a not so loving way, right? Be loving with your body as you work towards whatever goals you've got. It's doing so much for you. It's doing the best it can. All right, now we have the pigeon stretch. So you'll open forwards. Maybe you've got to use a block. Maybe you take figure 4 instead. Maybe the side's different than the last. Get yourself settled one way or another. Squaring off your hips to the best of your ability. For me, that doesn't mean I start down. Usually I end up sinking down, just gently letting my body settle, but usually I don't start completely flat. And timer's on. We are so lucky to be able to do this, to move, to breathe, to experience nature. So lucky that our lives can always improve. You can always improve yourself. You can always improve your mindset. That makes the biggest changes, is just improving the way you think. And then big changes can happen in your life because of that. Possibilities truly are endless. If you can dream of something, that means you can do it, I think. Five seconds. And then roll onto the side of that hip. Your leg stays stuck out to the side. We lift the free arm and we take it over into the side bend. Whatever angle makes you most comfortable. Take a big breath. And then rotate facing your knee. Then from there, let's go up into a downward dog. Stick your hips to the sky. You could do this on elbows if your wrists bug you. Take a second there just to pedal out your ankles. Find the stretch in your calves. Pushing that floor away from you. Pushing your chest towards your thighs. 5 seconds side to side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then just walk your hands to your feet. Fold over your legs, hang heavy. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll up, and we'll do a couple spinal roll downs here. Let's spread the arms open at the top. Nod and fold back down. Take an inhale. Let the head be the last thing to come up as you roll back up. We'll do one more. Inhale, reach it open. Exhale, fold, and stay hanging out there for an extra moment or two as long as it feels okay. Maybe you grab your elbows in your hands to let the weight of your arms pull you down deeper. You could always sway side to side. And let's just enjoy these last couple moments here. Appreciate yourself for doing this. Once again, you're taking care of yourself. You're doing the best that you can. You're exactly where you need to be right here and right now. Everything else will follow. Life is working for you. Everything is happening for you. Center off, dangle the arms, take an inhale. Exhale, tuck the tail, roll yourself back up. And then you're all done. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of self-care, some deep stretches. And if it is Valentine's Day for you, happy Valentine's. Whether you have a Valentine's or not, this is the best kind of way to spend a Valentine's, I think, is just caring for yourself first and foremost, then maybe caring for your closest friends, your partner, whoever it might be. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and if it's not Valentine's, good for you for taking out some time to love yourself anyways. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.